review Leviosa. Hey guys, the Black Critic guy. I like this awesome wand that I'm holding. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's supposed to be, I believe, a replica of the Elder Wand. I'm not too familiar with the artifacts and wands of the Harry Potter universe, but the person who lent it to me, who's a big Harry Potter fan, and one of my coworkers, Tori, she said it's supposed to be a replica of the Elder Wand. So it's pretty cool. And shout out to Tori for lending me this awesome wand for me to use for this review. In fact, I actually went to see this film with Tori and one of my other coworkers, Kyle. And that film, which I'm about to review this moment, is of course Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, or Grindelwald, because they pronounce the W as a V in this film. So from now on, since the characters pronounce his name as Grindelwald, I'm just going to pronounce his name as Grindelwald as well. So what happens in Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald? Well, Grindelwald escapes from his... He wasn't really in prison. He was being transferred to his prison. But while in the process of being transferred to his prison, he escapes. And now he's on the hunt for the young boy Credence, who was in the first film, that kid with the destructive powers. He turns into that black blob thing. That name, I forget what it is. I apologize. It's a complex name. What can I say? But he's trying to find the boy Credence. And now Newt Scamander gets roped into the situation once again, as Dumbledore asks him to find Credence before the Dark Lord... I'm sorry, guys. He's not the Dark Lord. Before Grindelwald finds him and uses him for his nefarious plots. Now, it should come as no surprise to many of you that I'm a huge fan of the Fantastic Beasts series. I know this series is fairly young. We're only 2 films in at this moment. But for my book, and this is going to be an extremely unpopular, highly controversial opinion, but I find the Fantastic Beasts series to be better than the Harry Potter franchise. Now, yes, I understand, again, it's still young. We're only 2 movies into this 5-movie saga, but it's done more to make me interested in the Wizarding World than Harry Potter ever did for me. I've already stated this in my previous review, and I've mentioned this a dozen times in other videos, but my biggest complaint about Harry Potter is how isolated it felt, how it was so centralized on this one location, Hogwarts. Yeah, sure, there were some times where they're like traveling through England, but mostly they have one locale. And it really bored me, because if this is supposed to be the Wizarding World, I want to see more of this world. I want to see more wizards. I want to see the different customs, the different traditions, how each of the Wizarding Worlds differ from each other. And that is what the Fantastic Beasts series has given me thus far. I get to explore the Wizarding World. The world feels much more expansive than it did in Harry Potter. Not to mention the fact that I find the characters, particularly the main character of this film, more interesting than Harry Potter himself. I'm sorry, guys. I like Harry. Harry's a good man. He's a good chap. But my goodness, he bored the hell out of me. I never related to him. And I know I'm going to get so much hate for this, but that's just my opinion. I'm not saying that your opinion is wrong, because I don't see what people saw in Harry Potter. But enough of that. Enough bloviating about why I like Fantastic Beasts more than Harry Potter. What about this film? Does this film hold up to the same level of excellence as the first film? No. But it's still a solid follow-up to the first film. I mean, the first film did a lot of great things for me. I really enjoyed it. It's so far, 2 films in only, the best film of the series. But I will say again, Crimes of Grindelwald is a solid follow-up to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. What did I like so much about this sequel? For one, oh my god, the visuals. Seeing the different worlds, seeing they found a way again to incorporate beasts into this film. That was my biggest fear, is like, okay, so the first film kind of focused heavily on a beast. Are they going to bring back any beasts for this film? And for sure they did. In fact, they brought back beasts from Asian countries. There was a Kappa demon in this film. You only see him for a brief moment, but I was like, oh my god. And when Newt actually points out, I was like, oh, a kappa. They had a kappa from Japan. I'm like, oh, that's freaking cool. There's also this cat monster, this feline ferocious beast that's freaking cool and can let out sparks when it roars or when it jumps into the air. Freaking awesome. That thing is from China. So I have a strong feeling that we might be visiting Asia sometime soon in this franchise, which makes me super excited. I want to see what Asian society, or what the Wizarding Society looks like in Asia. So again, visuals were great. I like the world building. And then the characters. My goodness, Newt Scamander in each film, he just gets better and better. And he might be my favorite character in the Wizarding world thus far. He's far better of a main character than Harry, in my opinion, because he's so dynamic, he's fascinating, I love his little quirks, his little mannerisms, and I have to give shout out again to freaking Eddie Redmayne. He is just killing it. He is killing it in this series. I love how he brings this character to life and makes it his own. Whatever mannerism, whatever behavior, whatever little thing that he gives to make Newt stand out, he does an excellent job at bringing the character to life. He fully embodies Newt Scamander. He's not Eddie Redmayne. He's Newt Scamander. It was also nice to see Dan Fogelman back in the film, although I'll touch on him and his lovey-dovey relationship later on in this review. But it was nice to see him. And then Grindelwald. You don't see him a lot in this film, but the moments you do see him, he does come off quite menacing. And shout out to Johnny Depp. I know a lot of people give him flack for a lot of his performances, and he just comes off way too silly. But his performance here was commanding. It was menacing. It was very appropriate for the character that he was trying to portray. And I have to give him props for it. It's a solid performance by Johnny Depp. Maybe not the most remarkable, maybe not the most outrageous, but fitting for the role that he's supposed to be playing. I didn't really think the story was all that interesting. In fact, if I were to describe the story, I would consider it Empire Strikes Back light. I'm not saying it's exactly like The Empire Strikes Back. It shares many similarities, though, to The Empire Strikes Back, especially nearing the end. I won't give it away, but let's just say the ending is very similar to the ending of The Empire Strikes Back, slightly. What else did I like about the film? I think that's pretty much it. I liked I liked most of the characters. The story was entertaining for what it needed to be. The visuals are amazing. The world building is great. I liked the fights. The action scenes were really fun. They were inventive, very creative. I liked that a lot. But other than that, I guess that's really all I liked about this film. But what did I not like about the film? Well, it stretched on for far too long. I felt like there was way too much padding in this film. There's so many things that they could have cut out and saved for time. Characters that I don't really think need to be in there. Like, as much as I love Catherine Waterstone's character, I don't think she needed to be in the film. She really had nothing to do. Let's be perfectly honest. She had nothing to do. She had nothing to do. So why is she even in the film? The only reason she's in the film is because she's Newt's love interest, and they want to throw in these awkward moments between the two because she mistakes him getting engaged to another character when it's not actually that. So now he has to, oh, you know, it's not like that. And they have these awkward exchanges, and she seems very cold and distant, like she's upset about it. We didn't need it. We have so much going on already. Do we really need to throw in this stupid subplot of Newt's relationship with Catherine Waterstone's character? No, not really. She didn't have to show up. Speaking of Catherine Waterstone's character, her sister and Dan Fogelman's character, it's nice to see them again, and I will say that Catherine Waterstone's character's sister does play a pivotal role near the end, and I do like the build-up. I didn't think they needed that much attention. You know, there's this whole dilemma between her and Dan Fogelman, their whole relationship, and how it's kind of taboo in the Wizarding world. Muggles cannot marry people who are part of the Wizarding world. Interesting concept. But not only has it been done before, it's just not really needed. We have so much other things to do. Is it prevalent to what's happening in the story? Sort of. Again, it comes full circle near the end, but I don't think you truly needed it. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to see... Oh, this upset me. What the hell did they do to Dumbledore in this film? The Dumbledore that I know is more proactive than the one I saw in this film. Now, I understand him and Grindelwald have history, so that's why he's not moving against him. But, I mean, come on. You could be more productive, more proactive in trying to find this guy. You don't have to kill him. You don't have to fight him. Maybe just like, oh, I can sense where he's at. Go to this location. Instead of sending your lackeys like, okay, go find him. He's out there somewhere, guys. You'll find him, Richard. Don't worry. You'll get him. Don't worry, Bobby. You got this. He could have been more proactive in helping to find Grindelwald so that better people can put an end to his little thing. But no, he was just like, nah, I'm not going to move against him. Hey, Newt, go find Credence and make sure he doesn't end up with Grindelwald, but I'm not going to do it myself because, you know, I can't go against him. I don't mind Jude Law's performance. He didn't stand out to me. And they built up the fact that Dumbledore's in this film. So you thought Dumbledore was going to do something. No. Dumbledore doesn't do shit. He does nothing. He stays at his little school. And I'm like, damn it, Dumbledore. You are the strongest wizard in the world. You could do more than just say, hey, go out there and find him, guys. I'm going to sit here and teach these kiddies how to do things. We also see Lestrange, who was hinted at in the first film, or not hinted at, but they showed a little cameo of Zoe Kravitz. She's in this film finally. It's nice to see her. I did feel a strong bond between her and Newt. They fleshed out their backstory and their relationship excellently. The weird thing that I had, and this might be a personal thing, but like the whole thing of her marrying Newt's brother, and Newt's brother having feelings for her, like, something weird about that, man. I don't know how to feel about that. It just seems kind of weird, no? Does anybody else feel like that's kind of weird? Another thing, too, is why did they, dance around the relationship between Dumbledore and Grindelwald? Why weren't they more explicit about it? We all know Dumbledore is gay. And even in the film, they say, oh, you guys were as close as brothers. And even Dumbledore's like, we were closer than brothers. I'm like, okay, just say it. You're in love with the man. Even have, share a story. Can we just get to know you guys' relationship? Because it seems very pivotal to why you're not making a move. And yes, do they throw subtle hints here and there? Sure, they throw subtle things here and there. But at this point in time, I just want them to tell me, okay? Yeah, I had a relationship with Grindelwald. That's why I'm not moving against him. That's it. That's all I needed to know. Other than that, though, I will say it's a solid film. It's a fine film. It's not the best. I personally really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see... Oh, one more thing I will share. This is not a con. I would consider it a pro, but the twist at the end, I honestly did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. I didn't. Although this next thing will be a con. There was way too many subplots in the film. Catherine Waterstone's character showing up, her sister and Dan Fogelman's subplot. There's the whole Lestrange subplot. I think Credence subplot was necessary. They didn't really give it much time, but, I guess because they realized, God, we have 7 subplots. The whole romantic banter or the awkward romantic exchanges between Newt Scamander and Catherine Waterstone's character, yeah. All of these could have either been chopped or removed or even just take Catherine Waterstone's character out of the picture. Because, again, useless. But overall, I found it to be an enjoyable film. I won't say it's a great film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I still want to revisit this world. I want to see more from this franchise. I hope it leads to something really great. And that's really all I can hope for at this point. But thank you guys for hearing my rambly review of Crimes of Grindelwald. Tell me what you guys thought about the film. Hopefully you all don't hate me because I am not a huge fan of the Harry Potter franchise. I know this is going to piss a lot of people off, but do tell me what you thought of the Crimes of Grindelwald. Tell me what you thought about the film. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was overrated? Do you think it's kind of boring? It doesn't live up to the Harry Potter franchise? And let me know, what is the best relationship you've ever seen in the wizarding world of Harry Potter? Comment below, let me know. And hopefully, if all goes well, fingers crossed, Disney Week will be beginning in a couple of hours. If I get it done. But I'm working on that right now. Let's see if I can work my magic, baby. But until then, guys, if you'd like to see more videos on the channel, be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on a new video from the Black Critic guy. Join my Discord. Link is in the description. And I'm Tony Wild II, the magical wizard known as the Black Critic guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.